Another thing that I feel like I think about money differently than some people is like, I would rather take out a loan just so I can continue building everything that I want to build in the ways that I want to build it with full freedom. I'd rather take on a loan than work part-time and like divert some of my energy to something that is not in line with like my main vision. But that comes from my sense of like power that I've developed, because I know that I can, like, whatever I'm working on right now, like, I know that there's a lot of potential. Mm-hmm. But even that, like, some people would find it really scary to be like, because buying a loan, it's like taking out a loan is you're risking. It's like in business, that's a risk.
Yeah.
But you also need to have that if you are genuinely like determined to make your dream of like whatever you're creating a reality. Like you have, like, to me, it's like worth taking that risk.
The world runs on debt.
Yeah.
It really does.
There's so much shame. Like normal people, like, it's like corporations and big companies and people who have established businesses they can accept taking on debt. But like people who are just starting out, there's such a big fear of like, it's like shameful, right? It feels shameful to admit that.
A lot of people don't realize it, but like huge corporations that have tons of money, they still take out debt. Like Apple, Google, Amazon, like Facebook, like all these companies, they have debt. They hold debt. Mm-hmm. They can pay it off, but they use it. It's a tool.
Yes.
People use it. It's a tool. That's what it is.
That's so true.
The problem is when you use the tool wrong.
Yeah, but how would you use the tool wrong? Because I find that I guilt myself a lot for holding that. I keep telling myself, like, no, Reg, like, this is a wrong mindset to hold. Like, that's going to fuck you up. Like, it's better to get a part-time job than take out a loan. But in reality, I know that if it actually came to that, I would still go for the loan. But then I feel guilty and worried about it.
The point is, you need to have an intention for what you're taking or using the debt for. If you're using the debt to buy yourself a nice car, that's not a good way to take out debt. The only reason someone should take out debt is if they think that it's going to benefit their productivity, their future productivity.
Yeah, unless the car is like directly linked to your whatever you're creating.
Yeah,
like if you're a car YouTuber,
exactly,
that's a business investment.
Yeah, exactly. But it has to be something that you can see a path to getting a return on that investment.
Yes.
If you're just taking it out to buy a Louis Vuitton bag and you're not an Instagrammer that is going to benefit from showing that product off, then you're literally
draining.
First of all, you're paying for something, and then you're paying extra for that thing because now you have to pay interest on it.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. It's an intention.
Yeah, if your rate of return from using debt will be higher in the long run than if you didn't use that debt, even though there's an interest that you have to pay off, then it's worth taking on the debt.
Yeah, it's all goes back to like, if you have a clear vision.
Yeah. Then
you can literally just it's just so liberating to think about it like that. Because when I was talking about rings, like, rings don't sound like a normal, like a conventional business investment, but for me, it's like, I know that the power of the rings, just like how they make me feel, it adds so much value to the type of content, to how I show up on camera and what my energy is like on the videos of the courses that I'm creating. You know what I mean? So it's like the rings, to some people, they might buy a ring just because they're like bored. And it's like, I want to feel better, so I'll buy a ring. But for me, it's like, I see exactly where it fits in to my vision.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a very intentional piece that I've incorporated. I think that's a complete change about how I think about money too. I do that a lot now. That's why my money situation is so like bouncy. Because I'm like, I can see where this is going to fit in. I'd rather just buy it because eventually I'm going to buy it anyway. Mm-hmm. Like when I bought clothes. Like I bought like a bunch of new clothing pieces because I was like, I'm embodying a new version of myself. If when I buy new clothes, it makes me feel like I'm completely stepping into this version.
Yeah.
And then
you can act it.
Yeah, and then you act it so much, you just automatically, effortlessly you act it because you're like, there's material like things that let you feel that way without even having to try.
Yeah.